Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Quest. Y'all already know what it is, man. Host of this particular podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I am joined by my dope co-host. You know what I'm saying? The two of us. He the co-host, I'm the co-host, or I'm the host, he the co-host, whichever way you cut the pie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me introduce my man, my mellow, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, L. David Harris.
Oh, wait a minute. You talking about me?
Yeah, that dude right over there.
You talking about me?
That dude right over there.
Get on the mic.
And MC.
What up, Quest?
Oh, man, let me tell you something. Y'all see, we can't stay in the same position that we always been in. Every now and then we got to make it sweeter than it was before. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at right now. My man D, who is the mad scientist, you know what I'm saying, behind us doing all of the stuff that we do. Shots out for making us look, you know what I'm saying, away. Big up to everybody on the island where I watch you right now. Big up for no said way. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we looking good, D, man. Look at all of this, bro.
I'm feeling a little bit excited. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm excited.
All right, I'm done for now.
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Welcome everybody who's watching, man. If you're watching for the first time, this is the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. You know what I'm saying, with my dude over there. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, where we talk all things marriage. Yeah, you heard it in the intro, all things marriage. So yeah, first and foremost, D, as always, man. How's your week, man? How's everything been? How is life on the island? For those who don't know, if you're watching for the first time, David is sexy over there right now, right? But David lives on the beautiful island of Jamaica.
Yes,
I ain't talking about Jamaica, Queens.
I grew up in
Jamaica,
11434. Not that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Jamaica, down there in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He lives on that beautiful island. And so yeah, D, how's life on the island, man?
Yo, life is life. I'm excited about it too, man. Yeah. I've been doing something lately, and I got to be careful how I say it because it'll sound away. And Simone is going to get me if I just say it any old way. But
come on.
So what happens, right? When I go to the gym, I come back home, and then I go up on the roof of my house.
See there?
Right? So I go up on the roof of my house, and I'm going to just put it to you like this. And I need you to be disciplined, Quest, because I know how you ride, and you're my man. So just be disciplined so I don't have to say it out.
Come on.
But I go out on the roof where there are no prying eyes except when the flights are coming in.
Come on.
And they say if you have 22% of your skin exposed to the sun, you get 1,000 IU of vitamin D3.
I
converted.
Like how that sound. Say that one more time. 22%.
22%, like where you live. Yeah. So like if you're in where you live, summer and spring, 22% of your skin exposed, you get 1,000 IU of vitamin D3.
I love it.
Yeah, when I come back from the gym, I get 5,000. Y'all do the math. I'm just saying. I'm on the roof, bro. Who knows?
On the roof.
I'm on the roof, bro. So I'm going to just keep it right there. Y'all figure that out. So I experience the sun, and then I come in the house and I take a shower. And then I come and do what I got to do, man. I'm feeling real good, man. I get breeze and sun. I'm going to just leave it right there. Please don't put me out there, because if I got to say any more, this is going to get crazy.
No, if you know, you know. And if you don't.
Left it, that's all.
I'm going to leave it right, that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to leave it right, that's all. So yeah,
Correct.
man, life is good on this side as well. I'm navigating through some areas of life, and while things can be challenging from time to time, um, thank God for the ability to be able to acquire services that allow me to properly navigate through those difficulties and challenges. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
sir.
so things are looking up. Um, and yeah, for those who don't know, the book is out. We still going through. There it is, right there. You know what I'm saying? The book is going up, right? And yeah, Quest for Faith: The Journey to Experiencing the Phenomenal Marriage That You Deserve. It is at www.jquestgreen.com/shop. And yeah, we are addressing 4 areas: foundation, love, lifestyle, and legacy. And so, man, I just want to first and foremost, D, thank all the people who've signed up for a workshop, came to one of the conferences. Shouts out to South Atlantic Conference and the Married Lovers Retreat. We were there a couple of weeks ago, and within the first hour of that Sunday, we sold out all the books that we had
Oh
with us.
yeah.
So shouts out to them. They came through and showed love in a major way. The books are still selling now. And I just wanted, like, for real, take a moment and thank them, D, for their love and their support. So yeah, shouts out to everyone. But if you know someone who's in need of an information to just move your marriage from shaky to good, from good to great, but ultimately to phenomenal, um, then I would propose the book for you, man. Once again, stop by the website, check out the oh, my man D ain't no joke. He right there on it. Stop by the website, pick up the book, man, and yeah, hopefully and prayerfully it'll be a blessing to you and yours. Not to mention, D and I are currently working on a curriculum now. Actually, the curriculum is done, and we are in the process now of working towards bringing it to you guys. Group coaching sessions. What is it? 6 weeks, D?
We got 12 weeks.
12.
And of course, you know, depending on what we're dealing with, we make adaptations. But yeah,
Yep.
we getting
Yep.
them in there, man, all the way.
I'm telling you. So if y'all have not kept in touch with us, if you haven't gone by the Marriage Ain't for Suckers website, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you can be and notifications, don't just subscribe, hit the notifications as well, so that when we drop videos, when we drop information, you can be the first person to find out and then be a part of this movement that we created in order to educate marriages, so that for real, y'all can be better. Like, just keep it 100, D. Your marriage fall apart, it's going to be a lot of other things that fall apart, and we want to make sure that everything is right at the foundation,
Real
not
talk.
only with just the marriage, with you as an individual. So yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we want y'all to go to marriageaintforsuckers.com, man. Get us in the room, get us in the building, get us online, whatever way you want to get us, man. Just make sure you make it intentional. Let's go.
You feel me?
Let's
You feel me?
G-O, man. Let's
Let's
G-O.
go. Let's go. Let's go. So what we talking about today, D?
Yeah, well, you had a lot on your mind, man. I'm gonna listen to what you're saying, because we talked about it a little bit earlier.
We did.
And I want you to like let us know, man. Like, because I told you I'm gonna be disciplined. When we were talking by ourselves, I said I'm gonna be disciplined, and I'm gonna hang back, and and then let it go.
All right. So, due to knowledge, I have a particular individual that I was talking to this week. I'm not going to say names just to protect the innocent. And in our conversation, you know, sometimes when you sitting down and you catching up with people, and especially my friends and cohorts who know what I do in terms of a profession, sometimes they feel comfortable in leaning towards, you know what I'm saying? And me and my man go back a little bit. So he was in good space and place with me. And he's discussing the season of life that he is in terms of being with his wife. He loves her. And I know that he loves her because I see him on a regular basis. We attend some places together. You know what I'm saying? And we were discussing that in this season of life, while he says she looks good to him, right, in terms of body, let's just say that.
His wife?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
he said that from time to time, though, she can be a bit, you know, frumpy. And in his mind, he is like, I'm married, but I'm not dead. I want us to be able to do all the things. He said it's amazing. We have conversations from time to time. And he admitted that he hadn't had maybe enough conversations with her, but he has them from time to time because he knows that that's really what gets her going. And I had my responses to that in and of itself, because that's really foundational to maybe why, or maybe not, maybe, you know, but whatever, you need to have a conversation. But needless to say,
I'm sorry. Can I just interrupt you? What
Yeah,
is
you
from?
sure?
What is frumpy? Because I don't know this brother. I
like,
don't know who it is. So what
I-
is frumpy? Like, what is that?
I know what he's saying. He's saying that the way that she dresses is kind of old womanish, if you
Okay.
will.
Okay, I got you.
Right.
Mhm.
And so he's like, I'm not expecting her to be like a video vixen or anything, but you know what I'm saying? I like he said, I like a woman who has style. And he said she used to dress like that in the beginning, but you know, and she still does, but it has to be a major event that she really puts it on. And he's like, man, this is what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Even running to the store or whatever. He said, I would rather her just have a little, you know what I'm saying? And so I kind of understood him. I understood exactly where he was coming from.
Mhm.
But I said, have you had a conversation? And he was like, no. He was like, to be honest, I'm kind of apprehensive to having this kind of conversation because I feel like it can go left. And I was like, I said, all right, so let me ask some questions. When last have you had conversation that allows her to feel loved and secure in her relationship with you? And he says, you know, it's not that I don't have them, but I don't have them as frequently as I should have them. I said, oh, okay. And we talked a little bit more, right? And I said, I
Okay.
get you, but you'll never be able to have that conversation unless, okay, you can't build a house without laying a concrete slab. You can build it on dirt if you want to, right? But it's not really it's fixed to shaky ground, right? The word talks about the house that's built on sand and the house that's built on rock, right? There's a large difference in between the two, so that when the storms come, the house can stand on the rock,
Oh,
right? So
yes.
I pretty much shared with him, D, that it's not that this conversation can't happen, but what have you built or what have you laid so that you can have this conversation? Because if you haven't laid the groundwork, then you might want to ease up off of this for a minute.
Bro, I just there's just so much to say.
And here's the funny thing. It's not the first conversation that I've had with brothers before along this line.
Yeah.
Some are saying, oh, the sex in the marriage is gone. It's the same old. And I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, I want to look at it from the perspective of what this brother was sharing with
Yes.
you, because the intimacy and physical and sexual intimacy piece, while it's related, I want to go with the perspective that I'm hearing from what you just said, right? So the first thing I would want to know, not saying because it's a priority, but my curiosity while I'm figuring it out is there any difference between this wife that you're describing and the woman that you married? I don't know if it was 1 year, 10 years, 17 years, 21 in my case, 21 years almost ago. Like, is this wife different in this regard, I'm saying, than the one you married however long ago it was?
That's big, because the person you married is not the person that you're married to.
So, and because and listen, I'm sticking to the surface right here for a moment, just for a moment, because sometimes men, I'm gonna pick men because we're talking about a guy right now, marry with a hope with an expectation surrounding those particular things. Right? And if you married a woman that you knew for any period of time before you got married, you could have observed to say, and I don't know the dude, so I'm making this up because it's important to me. I've seen it happen in another marriage before.
Right.
Was she that way when you got married? That ideal, that thing that you said you wanted. So let's just put it in July, right? I'm going to pick a date. July 1, 2012. You met. Right? 2 years later, July, you got married. The woman that you met 2012, was she that ideal? And if she was not the way that you had hoped in that manner, that thing that he's talking about, did she start to look like what you idealized nearer to the marriage? And the reason why I'm going there, bro, is because sometimes we on both sides will live and behave a certain way naturally, and then nearer to the more serious relationships, we start to live and behave in a way that's more like what we think our loved one, our spouse, potential spouse would like. But eventually we are who we are naturally. We go back like a reset button. And I'm not using the word frumpy. That's what the brother said. But you potentially could have reset and gone back to what's normal for her in this case. So pause. That's a best case scenario. That's not a loaded scenario. And in that case, if this is what's going on, then the brother really just has to be honest and face the reality of the woman he married, and that's how she feels most comfortable. Before I get into anything complex. Now, if it's something a little more complex, she's exactly what he had hoped in that regard, and then something switched. Now I want to know what switched, and what part do you as the husband have to play in the switch? Before you can have the conversation, you got to have the conversation with yourself.
Yes.
If it's the second one, we got to be honest with this thing before we even begin to talk to somebody, and especially not her.
Yeah.
You don't talk to her until you talk to yourself, first.
Yep. Because I think one of the things that he mentioned is that in the early years, because I think they've been married, if I'm not mistaken, less than 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere, maybe, less than
So
10.
it wasn't like they got married yesterday or last year or 2 years ago.
That's what I'm trying to establish,
Okay.
right? So he said that in the early days of their marriage and in a relationship, he said when they were dating, that was one of the things that he was drawn in by, is that she had a certain level of style with her. And he said it's not that she looked crazy when she going out. He was just like, yo, it's different. So to your point, D, I want to know what switched.
That's right.
What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like
what happened in her life? What happened in her relationship with you, if anything?
Yeah.
What did you miss? Yeah. And I would say you did. And it's no disrespect. We have to be honest here. Since you're not in front of me, I don't even know who you are. Yep. So don't take it any way because I don't know you. I'm just talking in the air about a situation I'm not familiar with.
Right.
But more times we missed something because she doesn't just wake up and then behave differently. And I'm going to call it a behavior. You're talking about dress. You're talking about, like a Jamaican would say, how you put yourself together.
Exactly.
Right. But that's really a behavior in this case.
Yeah.
What drives a woman's desire to look a certain way versus another way? And if she had that ideal that you say you love, and something switched, you shouldn't be in the dark about what happened. What causes her to feel differently to where it doesn't matter as much. That's important. Like what did David, I'll call him David, that's my name. What did David miss that caused that? Is it a financial thing? Is it an emotional thing? Is it that something happened in our family unit? Is it something happened between us in particular? Like, what changed
Talk to it, D.
and why?
Yep. Here's the part that I'm concerned about the most is that we move unintentionally into the area of selfishness because we're really looking for what we can get out of to make us feel a particular way. And when we do that at the root of it all, sometimes I love it, is that sometimes we pay attention once again, and you've heard us say it 1,000,001 times on here. We pay attention to the fruit and not the root. What is it, the root of it all? What caused the switch? What caused her to just, because he said, I know she can do it, because when we get ready to go out to an event or something, I'm talking about, he said she put it together. So it's not that it's not there. It's
so where
there.
is she not putting it together? I thought, where is she not so-called putting it together?
He said,
what does
like,
that mean?
he like sometimes, every now and then he just wants something to spice. You
Like
know what
when
I'm
they're
saying?
going somewhere, or he wants her to be at
when we in
home?
the house, he said, he talks about, he specifically talked about that, like when we were in the house, like sometimes she look, or if we running out to the supermarket, sometimes she look you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, you can't.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. That's the same thing I said.
And it's
Good
no
luck.
diss. There's no diss. Look, I'm gonna put you like this. I have a sister, my big sis, Lisa, and then I have a cousin that's a little older than Lisa.
Yeah.
Like I'm 50, they're my elders.
Yeah.
Right? Lisa, when she goes out, that's her style. Like she's on that, if she's going to the supermarket or the gym, she's on that put together. Yes. And my cousin worse, like how we say here. My cousin even more so. Like I was in Tennessee visiting my big cuz. She was going to Walmart, literally, bro. And I had to wait. And I'm like, what is she doing? She come out with all kind of perfume and special clothes. I was like, cuz, where you going? She was like, I'm going to Walmart. But that's how I step out. Bro, I ain't doing that. And Simone, she has to be presentable. But she's not going to that level. And I'm not, in my mind, I'm not thinking that she should. So I'm not sure where we are on this continuum. Like, at home, she's supposed to be how? And when she's going to just anywhere, she's supposed to be how? I don't know. I mean, what woman do you have at home? You got my sister and my cousin, or do you have the majority of grown women who will be clean, who will be beautiful because they already are, and that will be presentable? If you want bonus, then you gotta behave. You gotta add bonus to her for her to make a switch, like to be on that.
Absolutely. I'm like, when she does put it together, how often have you paid her a compliment, or how often have you said, yo, I love when you look like this? Or here's the funny thing. Sometimes you can do just that, and that causes her to make the switches. Because let's be honest. A lot of people who are tapped into their relationship, and I know his.
Okay.
Right. And she is, in my opinion, not somebody who would be unaware of what's going on. Right. We haven't gotten, we close, but not, you know what I'm saying? So, but in my interactions with her, she's not the type of woman who is unaware of what's going on in her relationship. Whether they discuss it or not, that's something different. Or whether she's able to handle the conversation, I'm not sure. But he does.
Bro, I don't want to be disrespectful to the brother's desires.
Yes.
So can I just pause right there?
Because
so
I think that's a real thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't want to be disrespectful to his desires. Okay. I don't want to say but. They're adults. Yeah. Clearly. Listen, ask yourself, if you're one of these brothers, is this a realistic expectation? Not a desire. The desire is your desire.
Yes, sir.
Nobody can talk to you about that. is it a realistic expectations? Like, what is she doing on a day-to-day basis? What is she juggling in life? Like, what is she responsible for? To whom is she responsible? Like, what does the burden of life feel like to her?
Yes.
Right? And so we're not talking about going out to the special event no more. We're talking about at home. Listen, so, okay. So, all right, I'm going to just put it out there. Like, Simone's mommy, listen, we've been married 21 years, so we're not babies.
Yes, sir.
So at some point back in the day, I don't know if it's recently or back in the day, it's like, you know, put yourself together, because she's a Caribbean mommy. She's a Jamaican mommy. Put yourself together because your husband would want, and we're talking about in the house.
Yeah.
Now, mommy is being the kind of woman born in the era that she was in, and that was the context of her thing. She doesn't know that I'm not thinking that. But she's trying to give Simone good advice.
Yes.
Whenever she had given it to her. Bro, when I walk in the house, I'm not thinking, you still dressed like that? That's just me, though. I'm not thinking that. It doesn't even come to my mind.
And then I think it's a little bit different too. And not to say that they don't put together in Jamaica, you know what I'm saying, D, but like for women, you know what I'm saying, of Simone's stature, like, and when I say statue, I'm not talking about physical statue. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, just the way the sundress might be, or something flowy, so that you can, you know, keep the heat off of you and be cool at the same time. But Faith walk around here in a sundress all day, every day. We fitting to increase the population. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, listen. I told you what I do when I get home, bro.
For him,
and my wife stay home. She not listen. Anyway.
Yeah. But like for him, he's just like, even in those instances, I mean, we had a conversation. Let's just say that we had a conversation. And of course, the stuff that we're talking about is the stuff that I kind of, and we left with him like, yo, you got to lay the foundation before that. But I don't want to take away, just like you said, I told him, I'm not saying what you feeling is not real. That's real. Right. And I know that you want to see her in a particular light, but I would advise you to set the foundation to house the kind of desire, or to build the kind of desire that you want. Because I get it. I know men who are really babies in the game. Yeah. You feel me? And sometimes when they don't get what they feel they should get, their eyes start wandering, and you start admiring things that don't belong to you. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
If your garden, and I hope I'm not offensive in saying this.
I said, come on, Solomon, let's go.
I don't want to, you know, be offensive when I say this, but if you see something wrong with your garden, then you spend time cultivating your garden. You know what I mean?
That's right. And the other thing, and again, I wish I had the benefit of having a back and forth with the brother. I don't know enough. So if you're watching or listening, you might be like, bro, you are so far off base. But that's because I don't know nothing about the situation. But let me just say, what if there is an expectation from her end of the bargain too?
But D,
she come in the house with a list.
You're not off point. You're not off mark. I'm just telling you.
She come with a list. And you might be like, but Dave, I didn't say a list. All I want her is to just. But that's how men think, though. All I want her to do is just. And you're like, bro, you don't have an idea how many years of struggle, how many years of emotional presence that you're digging into by talking about all I want her is to just. And if she run up in the house with just 3 things that she needs you to do, since we talking about how we want it to be, and you feel like, oh, pause, like, why? Where's all that coming from? And it's like, all she wants you to do is just, and then she reams a little list off on you. So we got to really be like clear about what is going on in the relationship. One, what is going on in the mind of our wives, and I mean the entire mind, and whether our hope, desire, expectation is realistic, considering the facts.
I will say this, you're not off mark.
Okay.
You're not off mark. Because really and truly, no matter how you slice the pie, there's some things that are foundational to, you know what I'm saying? In Jamaica, them say, a bird can't fly with one wing.
Yeah.
You understand? Translation, birds can't fly with, just in case they didn't. That was very Yeah, that was very Jamaican.
Go on now.
A bird cannot fly with one wing. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Like there's something that's missing. If this is who she was and something switched, and you know very much that she has a closet full of clothes to get styly with, she has a drawer full of
Okay.
that can, you know what I'm saying? Like there's
The spicy stuff.
there's something that has stopped that. And if you're not pouring, okay, I can't get in my car if it don't have no gas with it in it and say, yo, I'm just gonna take a drive downtown.
You know what I had to do this morning?
Uh,
So we live in the bush, and then we have a hill, like a driveway that's straight down. So I park up with my nose down in my big SUV,
oh,
and taking Josiah to school. Well, I'm going to the gas station today, and yeah. Well, I'm trying to start the vehicle, and it's like, that's because the thing is on tilt. So the amount of gas I have is good, but not on tilt.
so
what I do, I put it in neutral and let it run down the hill. I had to make an adjustment so the car would start, bro.
And what some of us are doing is that you are expecting your car to start with no gas in it, or the gas is there. You just need to make the adjustment in order for you to get what you're trying to get out of the relationship, or even for your car to start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. We could finish this right there. We could finish this right there, D.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Either put gas in the tank or make an adjustment so that the gas that's already in the tank can get to where it needs to be.
And then once we've made the adjustment, we fill her up. We fill her up. After we've made the adjustment, we realize, Houston, we have a problem.
Yo. And if you fill her up and perform proper maintenance, then you will have everything that you need.
As they say in our age group, back in the day, we talk about a car and everything is functioning. They say she will purr.
Purr. Oh, you mean man said they would tear down fence, figure the what they have to do for you. Eh?
Yeah. So this is what we're talking about. It's give and take, yes. But in this case, we're talking about making such a strong contribution that unless something outside of your control is amiss, right? Something could be amiss in that case. So unless that's the case, take your time.
Take
your time.
Take your time.
And if it is something outside of your control, this is where your love turns up to the next level, because it's like, okay, so it really isn't me. None of what Quest and Dave said applies, but my wife is going through something that's beyond me and us. Now you're really going to pour in. You're really going to take to the premium tank of gas to say, okay, what is the cause of my wife feeling, living, experiencing in this way? That the symptom is whatever we were talking about concerning dress. What is really going on here? And what can I do to help? To add value, next level value now. You see? And yeah, it's like, but what about my needs, Dave? Well, I got it. But really, right now, wifey's in a challenge.
But here's the funny thing, and I want people to get this before we get out of here today. Needs in marriage or relationship are interdependent. They don't stand alone. They're interdependent. Your needs are being fulfilled based upon biblical principle says that if you give, then it shall be given back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over, you know the rest of the doggone text. But the prerequisite, the first move you have to make is to give. And if that be the case, and you are in relationship and your need is interdependent, you must give first. You must fill a tank first before you can you go to an ATM and pull out of a machine money that you never put in there? You had to give to your account first. You got to give to your account first. If you want your credit score to be right, you got to make proper investments and pay before you, no matter how you look at this, across the spectrum of life, in every situation, if you want something, right, you have to give to it first. And then what you get is called a return on your investment. You first must invest. You cannot get a return on something you never invested in. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Not legally.
Oh, yeah. And they got places for those who. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been watching the news this week. It's a couple of dudes right now who is in a mountain of trouble because you tried to get something that you never invested in, whether it was integrity, character, time, effort. I'm in the gym now. I'm not going to get what I want in terms of an end result unless I get in the gym and give to the gym pain. You know what I'm saying? Difficulty. You just don't get it.
Yes, sir.
I'm investing because I'm looking to get a return on my investment. Same it is in your relationship. If you want a return, you must invest.
Full STOP. So I think if we say much more, we'll just be reinventing the wheel here, bro.
Beating the dead horse.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go, man. Thank God for the opportunity. And there's so much to say here, so little time. But truth is, if we want phenomenal marriages, this is the kind of work we got to put in, man. Real work.
Come on.
Yeah.
Stay focused, y'all.
I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.